Hi. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter what town you're in or what village you're in. You'd have to be totally oblivious, really, to not realize how bad things are getting. Um, whether your town's big or small or your city's big or small, it's pretty easy to walk round and see the homeless increasing and to see shops boarded up and to see how it's all sort of these dominoes are all falling and how bad it's getting. And people look sometimes like they're all right. People look like they're not doing too bad, even though they've got loans and credit cards and mountains of debt. But the bottom line is there is so much mess, isn't there? That is very, very hard to sort of pull back from. And it's hard to say where all this is going. Most people in their lives have never really experienced anything really, really bad. You know, um, we've never experienced starvation. We've never experienced times maybe where we haven't been able to pay our rent or our mortgage, or times when we're going to be evicted. We've never had to face times maybe when we haven't had times when we could get our children a Christmas present, or things have been that dire. But it's hard to say what would push people to the next level and what that breaking point is, where people would just think, do you know what, I'm just looking after myself here. And there's definitely going to be an increase of crime over the next few years, even if not over the next 6 months, when people, like I say, just get desperate. And so many people just walk round oblivious to everything. How much does an iPhone cost these days? And so many people just walk around going, yeah, 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 talking to the friends, totally oblivious, not understanding who's behind them or who's at the side of them. Totally oblivious, this thing's worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds and has a retail value that people could certainly sell it. And I think there's going to be a massive increase of crime with taking people's phones and taking people's bags. Easy targets to some extent. Easy targets that takes a minute for somebody to just whip that out of your hand and run off. And half the time people are so like, before they even react. Our reaction time is so slow sometimes because we're just not expecting that. We're not expecting our bag to be swiped or our phone to be gone, or and I just think people are sort of that unaware that, like, who was it who took, and I just think this is going to come a massive problem as time goes on, because again, people are just absolute targets and they just do not even see this. And as the economy goes down more, then and people are hungry, then this is just going to become a massive problem. Same with people who wear too much jewellery. You don't want to become a target for people who see you as someday easy to steal from. You don't want to be walking around with too much in your bag, too much money, too much cash. Try and take out what you need for the day. If you have cash on you, then just have £20 or something that is not a ridiculous amount of money that you've lost. Try and be careful about what you're doing and where you're going. I actually think as time goes on as well, people are going to be much more involved in like their home security, how they can look after their homes better, because I think burglaries will massively go on the increase as well. And I think there's going to be, as I've said in previous videos, a massive increase in people sort of wanting to defend themselves better. We can all maybe take self-defense classes, or something where we actually feel we could tackle someday, because most of us again are quite soft. We've never been in any war zone. We've not grown up in any gangs or and I just think as time goes on, it is going to be people taking more responsibility for that and thinking, do you know what, I'm looking after myself here and I'm going to do what's right for me, and I'm going to help myself better to be in a better position where I can actually cope and I can actually tackle someday. And again, I do think this is going to be something as we go further forward, certainly over the next year, couple of years, that people are going to improve, like I say, their home security, improve like their ability to defend themselves, take self-defense classes, and be much more aware of what is going on. And do never leave yourself a target. You know, things are going to get rough out there, but don't make yourself a target. Try and look after yourself as best as you can. You know, whatever you've got, whether you do wear expensive watches and chains and walk around with designer handbags, that is something that you've worked for. You know, don't ever leave yourself open to somebody taking something from you, because I actually believe that it's going to get a damn sight rougher out there, you know, and we haven't seen nothing yet. But again, you've just got to try and do what you can to sort of not leave yourself in any vulnerable position. Do what you can to protect yourself as much as possible. You know, if you work in a shop where stealing's going on or where somebody's run out the door with something, again, it's not your problem. Don't try to, you know, tattle anybody. Don't leave yourself vulnerable to anything, because it's going to get rough out there for a lot of people, and a lot of us have never seen the desperation of people. A lot of us have never had to deal with desperate people taking desperate measures, but I honestly do believe it's coming. For what it's worth, it's rough, isn't it? And it's quite an eye-opener to a lot of people. So please take care of yourselves. I wish you all the very best, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.